What's up, everybody? Staying here from Rocky Creek. I hope everybody's having a great week. Today, let's talk about what is going on with the pigs. Is she pregnant? What's going on? Haven't heard anything. Let's go check it out and let's talk about what's going on. Hey guys, what y'all doing? Mater, what are you doing? Y'all done knocked your water out. What are y'all fighting about? So one thing I've been doing ever since Mater had his issue with the constipation is I've been adding a little bit of water to their feed bowls before dumping in their food. And it kind of ends up becoming like a mush pretty quick. And so that helps make sure that they're getting some additional hydration. You know, when Mater had that issue, you know, that was pretty scary. And it just made us realize how important hydration is to a pig and how quickly they can be dehydrated, whether they're not drinking on their own or they just get too hot. So I try to make sure and monitor every day that he is drinking, and also by adding this water to their feed, it definitely makes it more into like a slop without worrying about it being over fermented. What are you doing, sloppy girl? Oh geez, goodness gracious, that's not a way to get a man. You might want to learn to eat a little cleaner. As long as I got the pool for the pigs, it's pretty rare that they don't have some water, but I've been trying to keep this water dish full too. They definitely seem like they prefer to drink from this dish than their actual pool. They like to use the pool more for just laying. So I do this, and I've noticed a good way to tell if they're drinking is pretty much both of them immediately after they're done eating. They tend to come over here and drink a whole bunch of water. And so that's kind of a good time I've learned to be able to watch and ensure that they did get some hydration for the day. She just finished all her food. Now she's gonna come and chug a whole bunch of water. So what's the status on Olivia and her trying to get pregnant? So unfortunately, when we came back from out of town, that was gonna be about the time when I was gonna know whether or not she was pregnant, because if she was, she should not be in heat by the time I got back from out of town or shortly thereafter. And actually the first day that we were back, I discovered that Miss Olivia was actually in full-on heat. So that told me right there that she was not pregnant. Now since that time, I've been watching her again, seeing if she's gonna come back into heat again and see if we had any luck in between then. So I came out just the other day and I saw some early signs that makes me think that Olivia is about to go into heat again. I just now checked her, which I'll show you. It's really weird looking at, you know, pig privates, but I will show you sort of what it looks like as she's progressing into heat. So I'll show you that right now. So she's about to go back into heat. Her backside is starting to swell up again. So she's probably gonna be in full heat here in just a couple days. So now what you see here with that little bit of swelling, that is not at all full heat though. There's signs and visuals that are far more swollen and worse than that, and that's when you know it's full on. Unfortunately, I don't think our issue lies with Olivia. Now, I've never seen them mate. I've been told it's rare that you're gonna see them mate, but Mater really hasn't developed a lot of interest. He kind of will smell her some here or there, but he had way more interest when I very first integrated him than I've ever seen since then. And I believe I'm to be blamed for a lot of this, and this is why. So I really think I'm to blame. Everything I read said that you really shouldn't introduce the boar. Oh my gosh, really? You're so lazy. It says you should introduce the boar with the female pretty much right as she's heading into heat. And with me not being very educated and fully knowing what true heat looks like, now that I've witnessed it, I know. I do think I put Olivia in here probably about a week too early. And I think as they've been together over these last couple months, they have now developed more of a companionship than a relationship. And Mater, I think, really just sees her as his buddy. And he just knows that about every shy of a month, you're kind of interesting, but not enough for me to really get off my lazy butt and get to work. So I think I'm to blame for that. And, you know, if it happens, it happens, but we may be foregoing piglets for this year. Now with that being said though, there is still always potential that we may have piglets this year if it just happens naturally and without any effort. And so what I mean by that is, if you've been following us, you may be aware by now about the unfortunate incident that we had with Henry. Sorry, Mater's trying to get my shoe. And so after that has occurred, until I can address the tree limb situation I have within that pen, I don't want to put any other Kune Kunes back down there. Here in Mater's pen, there's not very many limbs that could really affect him. Most of the limbs for this pen area are actually going to be outside of his actual pen, to where risk of landing on them is very limited. So really, you're going to rub your butt up on my leg? Hey, why don't you go give her attention? So they're going to be in this pen together. I've had 2 pigs here before. So the plan now is that they're just going to maintain here until I can add on to this additional pen. And once I can do that, I will separate them until there's an opportunity to mix them back together and hopefully generate a little bit better mojo between the 2 of them. So no, unfortunately, I'm sad to bring to you news of we are not currently expecting any piglets anytime soon, unless Mater can get off his lazy pig butt and start loving on Olivia. Chickies, how's everybody? Let's see. Just a couple eggs. We haven't really been getting too many eggs here lately. We actually, y'all may not have noted unless you just noticed there's less in our run area, but we've actually reduced our flock significantly. We ended up getting rid of, we hatched quite a few roosters, so we've since gotten rid of 3 roosters. We have 3 total right now. I plan to get rid of 2 more of them and only keep back 1 of the I Am Samani roosters because we have 2 of those. That right there is the I Am Samani rooster that we're wanting to keep back, but I'm kind of needing to come up with a name for him. So if y'all have any suggestions on what we should name him, throw that down there in the comment section below, and maybe we'll be able to pick one of the names that one of y'all put out. But he's a beautiful rooster. He's doing his job in terms of the ladies, but he's not getting too carried away. And he's crowing when needed, but not too much. I think he's going to turn out to be a good rooster if he maintains the same personality that he has so far. The other rooster we got is a crested cream leg bar Easter egg or cross, and it's a beautiful bird, and that's actually the same kind that we got rid of on several others. But I really only need 1 rooster here at a time on our property, and we had gotten rid of Lucky quite a while back because he was just too aggressive towards 1 hen in particular, and he would only focus on her. And honestly, it was just not a good situation, and we tried, and he eventually had to go as well. So, but one of the I Am Samani roosters seems to be good temperament, seems to be doing his job. He's alert. So I think we're going to keep him back, and we're going to work on getting rid of these other 2. But also in the process, we got rid of about 6 or 7 of our older laying hens that were about a little over 3 years old. And there was somebody who was able to take them, who has a lot of property. And so we let them have those guys. And now we're just waiting for our younger chickens, like Q-tip 2.0 and the gray Q-tip right here. And then we also got a couple of our French black copper Morans, which is what I was really excited about this year. And then we also have a couple, look kind of almost like leg bars, but really they're going to be olive eggers. And so we're looking forward to what those guys are going to start producing. They really should start hatching here anytime soon. One of the French black copper Morans is really messing with my head though, because she keeps doing like an egg song in the afternoon, but I haven't located any eggs. And for those that don't know what an egg song is, that's just kind of what they call when a chicken typically lays an egg. They'll do a whole bunch of clucking and crowing that's almost louder than a rooster at times, but that usually lets you know an indication that they've laid an egg recently. But I haven't seen one, so maybe she's just getting close to laying. They should be by age, so we're just kind of excited for that day when we look in there and find either an olive egg or a dark brown chocolate egg from those French black copper Morans. Until then, we're only getting about 2 to 4 a day. Starfire, how are you, girl? Mama hen, how are you? Let's put these eggs down in the Rent-A-Coop collapsible egg crate. I love this thing. I shared about this in a recent video. We actually bought this ourselves from Rent-A-Coop, but I love putting these eggs in here like this way better than put them in our old traditional basket or whatever random cardboard boxes I have. Far less eggs getting broken, and that's easier to tell how many eggs I have. So much easier for cleaning as well.
Y'all look at that face. You can't be mad at that face for not doing his job. He can't help it. He's just so lazy and so big.
So guys, today's not a real long video, but I wanted to give you an update on these two goofballs. You know, we don't have piglets, but I got two pigs that are pretty cool. So, hey, we'll take that for what it's worth. But guys, I really appreciate y'all coming along. Over these past couple months, our channel has grown tremendously compared to where it was prior to, and I can't thank you all enough for that. It helps motivate us in those dark days, helps me keep going when I'm thinking about that, you know, I'm really not feeling it today. And a lot of that is because of the amazing feedback I get from you all. It's now time to wrap things up here outside, go inside and start hanging out with the family some. So guys, y'all be good, and we'll see you here real soon on one of our next episodes. Thanks guys, take care.